Julius Ann Ledger number 13, August 2nd, 1882. My dear friend, how can I tell you how delighted I was at your veto of the harbor bill? Ah, if you only realized what a thrill of enthusiasm you awaken every time you show the people plainly that you have the good of the whole country at heart, I think you would never again waver as to what course to pursue. Your decision in this matter has been awaited with such anxiety. The few days I have been in town, morning and evening I have watched so eagerly for news. And when at last it came, when my brother looked up from his newspaper and said cheerfully, "It's vetoed," I had to turn away my head, to hide the tears that started to my eyes. If anyone had seen them, how they would have been laughed at. For a woman to weep over a veto of some of her own bills is quite rational, I suppose, but to get excited about a bill down in Washington, with which she has nothing to do, is inexcusable. Still, I was deeply moved by your action concerning this one, for I realized what a struggle you had passed through, how you had been worried, perplexed, tormented, what an opposition on you had to stand up against in coming to your final decision. The arguments on the other side were so plausible, they might have deceived many. I am glad they did not you. If you had signed the bill, no proviso that you could have made would have stopped the stealing. You would merely have fixed the responsibility for it on yourself. As the next Congress meets so soon, the country is not likely to suffer for the lack of appropriations. But even if it were, in a case like this, you would do well to let it suffer. It deserves to suffer. And suffering that is deserved is healthful. It would learn to view public affairs more seriously, and at the next election would send a better set of men to Washington. In the meantime, it will be grateful for having a president strong-willed enough to check the rapacity of its representative rascals. You gave a well-merited little slap very nicely, when you said that the more objectionable the bill because the more widely it was supported. And now that the excitement about it is over, how do you feel? Weary, worn out, irritable, depressed? I hope not. You ought to be enjoying all the satisfaction of a rightful triumph. But saintship never takes into consideration the human nervous system. After action comes reaction. I am almost certain that you are feeling rather gloomy. Please do not feel so. Or, if you must, realize that it is merely the result of fatigue, of a few nights' sleeplessness, that it is a physical, not a mental malady, something that will pass away after a few days of quiet. Do not let the howling of a few disappointed political highwaymen drown to your ears a hearty cheer for which is ringing throughout the land. Hoping that Congress may soon adjourn, and you may pass the rest of the summer peacefully and happily, I am, sincerely your friend, J.I.S. P.S. August 3rd. How disgustingly Congress has behaved. It is a disgrace to the country. But its action does not alter the fact that you are in the right and have the enthusiastic approval of the people at large. Do not let the insolent opposition of a few good-for-nothing congressmen embitter you. Do not for one moment feel that your effort has been in vain. The rascals who have pushed their measure through in spite of you may fancy they have gained a victory over you, but in truth you have triumphed. You have rendered the country a real service, and the country will not forget it. Enclosed is a scrap cut from a newspaper, usually opposed to you. If your opponents take such pains to deal fairly with you, need you doubt the justice of the people? The country is proud of its president today, and ashamed of its Congress. I am so proud of you, I cannot put it in words. I hope you will calmly and firmly maintain the honorable and independent stand you have taken, and make your true friends proud of you till the end of time. As ever, sincerely your friend, J.I.S.